Hi, it's Kathy Andronikou, and today I'm going to show you how to make this fabric gift bag using the Go Press and Foil machine and chameleon pens. And I just love how you've got this gold effect with this wonderful pineapple here. So let's begin. So first of all, you'll want a piece of cotton fabric, and I'm using some here by a company called Hantex, and this is a natural cotton that they have. And this I've cut to measure around about 7 inches by around about 7.5 inches. Don't have to be exact so long as you have two pieces that are cut the same, okay, because they're going to create your bag. And I've already done a pineapple on one side so that I've only got to do the one on the other side. So now that I have my piece of fabric, I can now start to create my sandwich. And I'm going to be using the gold foil here. And what I'm planning to do is I'm going to use the Anna Griffin pineapple foiling stamp here. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that I use my pen to mark around the edge of my foil so that I don't have too much excess foil beyond my actual stamping plate. So I'm now going to cut that out. So now I have my foil shape all cut out and ready to go. So I'm going to take my piece of fabric and I'm going to place my foil so that the shiny side is facing upwards. Now I want this to be a little bit down from the top, so this is going to be my top edge folded over. So I want this to be a little bit down so that I've actually got room to make that top piece. Then I'm going to take my Anna Griffin pineapple stamping plate and I'm going to place that onto my foil. Now, so that that doesn't move when I place it onto my Go Press and Foil machine, I'm using a couple of small pieces of washi tape to just keep that in place. So that's now ready to go into my Go Press and Foil machine. So this is currently heating up, so it may take a few moments to reach temperature. But what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to place that so that I have, if you can see here, my plate with the pattern side facing up, my foil, which is the shiny side down on the plate, then I have my cotton fabric. Now, because this cotton is really thin, I'm also using a couple of pieces of card as a shim to go over the top so that I know that I'm going to get a good impression when I pop it through the machine. So I'm now going to hold that all in place and I'm going to leave that on there for around about a minute. So that's now been on for around about a minute. So I'm going to remove this from my base here. And then I'm going to run this through my Go Cut and Emboss machine. Now I'm going to let that go through a couple of times fairly slowly to make sure that I get a good impression on my fabric. So I'm now ready to reveal my stamped impression. Now I can just peel back and I can see if the impression is taken, which it has already. So I can now remove this whole thing from my Go Press and Foil plate and pop that back to one side in my machine. So I'm now going to peel off my tape that I placed on here to hold it into position. And then just take my plate off and pop it on a heat-proof mat. And I'm now ready to do my reveal of my foiled design onto my cotton fabric. So as I peel this back, you can see this gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful foiled pineapple. Now don't waste this because you can use this, and I'm going to show you, I did a rose one the other day, so I'm going to show you both of these with a different technique hopefully very soon. So we've now got our pineapple that, as you can see, has been transferred onto our cotton fabric. So I'm now going to zoom in a little bit so that you can see how I colour the pineapple using my chameleon pens. So I'm going to use my warm sunset pen, and I'm going to be using the bullet nib end because our fabric has a slight texture to it, and I don't want to damage the nib of my brush nib on my pen. So I'm taking my bullet nib and I'm going to infuse it for around about 8 seconds. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start colouring from the centre of each of my little nodules on my pineapple, and then working out so that I can get like a definition come through. So now I've coloured in the whole of the pineapple, I'm now going to begin to colour in the leaves on the pineapple top. So to do this, I'm going to be changing over to the green apple pen, and again I'm going to be using the bullet nib end. And I've fused this for around about 7 seconds before I begin to colour my leaves. Okay, so my pineapple is now coloured. So you can see how gorgeous that looks. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to take the one that I made earlier and this one, and I'm going to place them both so that the shiny side is facing inwards. And I'm then going to stitch around 3 of the edges, but only up to about 1.5 inches from the top, because this is going to be folded over with a thread running through so that we can create a drawstring bag. So I'll be back once I've stitched it. So as you can see, I've now stitched around all 3 edges of my little gift bag here. So you can see that's all stitched around, but I've only stitched and left about 1.5 to 2 inches of a gap. But then what I've also done is I've also just folded over the seams on these and finished them off so that they don't fray once they're actually put into place. So then what's going to happen is these are going to be folded over and then stitched along here and along here so that we can thread through our little thread for our gift bag sort of pull string. So I'll just go and do that now. Okay, so now I've stitched along the top, so I've created a little pocket in which my thread can now go through. So what I've done as a little tip here is if you pop a safety pin on the end of your cord that you're planning to thread through, you'll find that if you push that through, it then makes it easier to slide along your little pocket to get your cord to go all the way through. And that just easily slides through and comes out the other end. So I'm then able to remove my safety pin and knot the end of my gift bag. So now this is ready to turn in the right way, and you can see we have our little gift bag here. I'll just polish out those corners. we have our little bag ready in which to put something in. Thanks for joining me today and for watching me use the Go Press and Foil machine with the Anna Griffin foiling stamps and chameleon pens. I'll be back again shortly with another video for you. Bye!